Hello friends, welcome to the live. I'm gonna back up because I feel like I'm that close, which isn't a bad thing, but it's not where I want to be this morning. So hello, good morning. I know that there are some people who will be joining me very soon, but what we're gonna start with is our journal. And so if you have a journal, grab it. Here's mine. Here's my pen. We'll do a little bit of journaling to begin, and then some meditation. I am sitting on a bolster, but if it's more comfortable for you to sit on something like a chair or a couch, then go for it. I have a chair, a literal dining chair, right here. And we'll be using that today for our practice. So if you are needing to go grab those things, then go for it. Otherwise, go ahead and sit tight for a minute. I just need to, write something somewhere. So hello, welcome. Where's everybody from? Let's see, interact, conversation starters, poll. Oh, interesting. The thing is, I haven't gone live in so long, and so I don't even realize that there's all these things that I can do. 2 of your friends are live. Invite them to go live together. No, thank you. I kind of have a whole thing. Oh, I see. Okay. So welcome. All right. So if you have your journal and you want to get started, then let's get started. If you remember yesterday, we kind of started with a free flow. So, and you just want to do that for a couple of, a minute or two. It doesn't have to be much, but you want to take whatever is in your brain and put it on the paper. So just as an example, my free flow was that long yesterday. And then here's my date. That's what happened. And just so I don't waste paper, my next date is right below it. I love your ink. Oh, thank you. This was all from Damn It Woody. He is on TikTok actually. So, love his stuff. This is actually my most recent. I just got that one done. But, yeah. First time I've seen you live. Your videos boost my self-esteem so much. Oh, I'm so glad. I tell people all the time, the main reason why I started a TikTok, started a Instagram and a YouTube and everything is just so that one person could feel a tiny bit better. And if you ever have struggled with anything, seeing somebody else sometimes can help you a little bit. And that has always been the goal for me. Thank you for following me. Hi. Okay, so for our journaling, what we're gonna do is we are going to write down whatever's in our brains. So if you're feeling you're tired, you're happy, you're sad, whatever, just jot it down. Let's just write down what we're feeling, a to-do list, get it out, right? And that's a really big deal, is just to get it out on the paper. And then we'll do some gratitude journaling right after. So just take your time and we'll do this for just a few minutes, okay? All right. Okay, so yesterday morning, if you were with me, I was feeling frustrated. I'm starting this whole morning routine because I really shifted a lot of things in my life so that I could be a stay-at-home mom for the summer, to see if that was something that I wanted to do. And I honestly, you don't know what you are going to get until you get it. Are you writing backwards? I'm not. So all that to say, it's not been like the greatest, time. And I think that goes to, me being neurodivergent, my children also being neurodivergent, and then their wonderfulness just not rubbing me the right way. And like yesterday, we had like meltdowns, and, my daughter has autism, my son has ADHD. And I just am thankful that we know what's going on, but it definitely wears on me on a daily basis. And so yesterday I was feeling really frustrated. Today I'm feeling much better. And I think that's kind of cool, right? I'm very sorry that you're having some tough times. I hope things get better for you and your kids. Oh, thank you. And I think that's the interesting thing is, like, even though you have tough times, like, every day is different. And so it just is what it is. It's kind of like, today is just a better day. So I wrote down feeling better than yesterday. I woke up, got right out of bed. Yesterday I kind of scrolled for a minute. I needed to like process some things, or just process getting up. I felt good to have my kitchen clean this morning. Felt good to drink coffee. And so it's kind of interesting. Bless whoever married you or your boyfriend is. My husband, yeah, he's very good. We've been married for almost 20 years, and so we do the things that normal married couples who've been together forever do. I just wanted to write, or just kind of speak on this a little bit. Whatever you wrote down, just notice, just see it, maybe read it out loud. I'm sharing it with you. If you want to share it in the comments, feel free. And then now that I kind of got that out, I'm like, okay, I'm already kind of like in a good mind space. And so you could just write down like 1, 2, 3 numbers. So like we did yesterday, 1, 2, 3. So just to kind of give you an idea, here's my little journal entry, and yours could be longer, yours could be shorter. It doesn't matter. You could just doodle, just getting your mind out on the page. And then 1, 2, 3 for my affirmations or my gratitude. So with the gratitude, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful that my kitchen was clean last night. So yesterday me was really on it. And one of the things that my husband and I have been doing differently is really trying to do everything together, if that makes sense. So when we cook, we try to cook together, even though maybe one person's making one thing, another person's making another thing. If we clean, we try to do it together. That way it doesn't just wind up on one person. We've tried both. We feel like the energy, we really benefit from like body doubling. So having a second person, like doing work with them. And so last night, right before we went to bed, my husband's like, you want to clean the kitchen? And I was like, yeah, let's clean the kitchen. It took us like 10 minutes. And I'm so thankful that I did it last night, because otherwise it would have taken me 30 minutes this morning. Okay, so what else are we grateful for? Coffee. I think that's going to be on my grateful list for a while. And then I'm going to write down community again. So I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for people who want to show up and watch me live, and also want to share things and just like say hi. Oh my God, hi. Why haven't I seen you forever? Hello, Lauren. Oh, I don't know. But isn't that crazy how like your paths cross at different times, right? Okay. So, if you want to share like whatever you're grateful for, go ahead and write it down in the comments if you're following along. Next, we're going to do some or doing some meditation. And so I am going to just like get comfortable. And if your comfort level means laying down, sitting in a chair with some back support or whatever, then go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we have our legs crossed. Maybe our hands are palms face down so we feel more grounded. If you want to do palms face up, it's to receive. Both are good. It's telling me to encourage everybody to share my live if you'd like. Okay, so once we kind of find our seat, let me just be more centered here on camera. I want you to just kind of sit up straight or sit up tall. Ooh, and maybe find like a little, where is the middle? And I like to kind of overextend a little bit and then just kind of settle into what feels naturally like aligned in my body. I like to bring my shoulders up by my ears, squeeze my fists, and then relax everything. And so that just kind of brings me into the present. Shut down your eyes, and that might mean closing them or just finding a really super duper soft gaze. If it feels better to uncross your legs, then do it. And then once you're here, maybe take a deep inhale, open mouth, exhale. Just take your time here, and we're arriving, right? So we don't have to be here for very long. So if you can just be here for a minute or two, then do that. Otherwise, you can follow along with me. Inhale, exhale. Just gonna let it go. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And just notice if like that kind of brought your shoulders in. It did mine, so I'm going to roll them down and back. Just lift up my chest. Just feel into my body. And I'm going to place one hand on my belly and one hand on my heart. And just really try to connect here. And let's just send our belly some love. Maybe even rub it a little bit. Say, I love you, belly, exactly as you are. You help me digest my food and hold in my organs. I love you, belly. Inhale, notice the belly pushing against the hand. Exhale, let the belly descend. Then begin to seal the lips and slowly breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, finding an ujjayi breath. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And an ujjayi breath essentially is just a paced breath. So inhaling, exhaling. And if a 4 count is not enough, then go to 5. Just make sure you're breathing the same on both sides. So inhale, exhale. And if it feels good to leave your hands on your chest and your belly, then leave them here. Maybe even just give yourself a little squeeze. And if it doesn't, then bring them back to your lap. And then I want you to have that I love you, belly thought just kind of ruminating in your brain for your affirmation for today. So inhale, I love. Exhale, you belly. Inhale, I love. Exhale, you belly. One of the things I like to remind my clients and different people that I work with is like, when was the last time you sent love to your belly? Your belly does so much for you. It doesn't ask for anything in return. It just does it. So when I say like it digests your food, you eat something and your body knows what to do with it. Your belly will know what to do. You don't worry about anything going awry where your body is not processing the food the way that it needs to, because you trust your belly. You've trusted it since day one, and yet how often do you send it love, a thankful gift, an affirmation, anything, words. I think a lot of people focus on appearance and how your belly looks. And it's kind of like your belly can't help how it looks, right? But yet it works so hard for us. So if you're feeling like you look in a mirror and you press on your belly like, I wish you didn't stick out. I feel like at one point or another, we've all done this. So taking the time to just kind of like forgive yourself for speaking badly about your belly. Accepting your belly exactly as it is. Maybe just in this moment. You might go, I don't think I could ever do that. Try doing it for 1 second. I accept you. Maybe just say it out loud. Like, I accept you. I have like tears coming to my eyes. So if you're feeling emotions, if you're feeling anything coming up, just know like that's normal. I feel like sometimes I forget to send love to my own belly. So this is important. So just take your time breathing here. Wipe away the tears if they're there. They're happy tears. It's like, I'm here. Like, I made it. Thank you for the rose. And just allow yourself to breathe. On that next exhale, bring your hands together, tuck your chin, and just thank yourself for being present in the practice. It doesn't have to look a certain way. Wipe the tears from your face. I didn't think I was going to cry this morning. Sometimes emotions come up and like, it's okay. Like, you're allowed to experience them. Good morning, gorgeous. How are you? Oh, hi. I'm good. Newer to your content, but very much enjoying. Yay. All right. So we got that out of the way. Let's move. Let's move our bodies. Okay. So our next plan of business is to move for like 10 minutes. So I'm using a chair this morning and we're going to begin standing. So if you have a chair handy, grab it. You don't have to use a chair. I'm going to situate my chair so that it's here. So as I'm moving, you can see my chair is here. I'm going to be using it for support. Yesterday I cut my finger, I cut my hand with a knife, and so I just don't want to put a ton of pressure on my hand. I did a self-forgiveness meditation the other day and let up some ugly cries. Seriously, I feel like when I meditate, that's when I can be truly present, so I get it. All right. So let's just begin just kind of maybe rocking back and forth on our toes. We kind of already felt that presence in that meditation, and we can just kind of move our shoulders a little bit. We can bring our hands above our heads. This is just to kind of get our bodies a little bit warmed up. And once we're ready, get the wiggles out. Bring our hands, palms face out, just like this, by our sides. And maybe feet underneath the hips, lift up the chest. You can close your eyes or keep them open, whatever feels good. And just take a breath here. And then on that next inhale, let's scoop up that energy. So circling the arms up. Bring the palms together above your head. Exhale, come all the way down that center line. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, we circle. Exhale. Inhale, circle. Exhale. And then let's keep going down with our hands. And this helps to bring our chest down. And we kind of shift forward onto the chair. Take our feet a little bit wider, bend our knees, and kind of you notice how my back went from this to that. So stick the booty out. And maybe even adjust our belly. So press into the sides of the bellies where it meets the thigh. And I like to bring my forearms to my chair, but you can bring whatever you want. I'm doing it because I cut my hand. So relax our head. And breathe here. Maybe bend one knee, then the other. Oh, this feels good. Just bending one knee. I can kind of feel it all in my back body, behind my thigh. Make sure whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. On that next exhale, let's press into the hands and come up halfway. So whatever that looks like. It might look like a little bit taller than an L shape, but we want a flat back. And then exhale, we fold a little bit more. I'm just going to tilt this a little bit. Inhale. I like to bend my knees as I roll up. So this time my back just kind of comes all the way up like that. Looking forward. And I'm feeling a little bit dizzy, so I'm going to squeeze my bum to help circulate that blood. Sometimes when we rise up, we feel that dizzy feeling. And then just pause here. If you're feeling dizzy, always pause. Like, don't just keep moving into it. We want to listen to our bodies. We don't want to just rush through anything. Let's do that again. Inhale, circle. Exhale, we fold. Hands come to the chair. Inhale, rise halfway. So flat back. We look between our hands. Exhale, we fold. Let's bring our palms or our forearms to the chair. Relax our head, look between our feet. We can find that same kind of whatever movement feels good, that organic movement, or we can stay still, whatever you're needing for this morning. On that next inhale, let's lift up halfway. Exhale, we fold again. Okay, and then this time, it's a flat back. So bend the knees, and I like to just kind of bring my bum down a little bit when it's a flat back. And then as I scoop up my energy, my back stays flat, circling my arms all the way up. And then exhale, I bring my hands to my heart center slowly. And I keep going, and we forward fold again. So these are half sun salutations. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And you can always stay or pause at any point during my practice. This is just kind of what I'm feeling. So do whatever feels good for you. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And then flat back, circle the arms, come all the way up. Exhale, we fold. And we'll just kind of flow with that kind of... It's so early. Inhale, rise. This flow. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop up. So we can kind of like feel something without doing too much, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like you're self-guided. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And if you lose your place anywhere, just jump in whenever you're ready. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. And again, we can always pause at any point. You don't have to flow exactly like me. Inhale, rise. Halfway. Exhale, fold. This really works on those hips, the back, all those things. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. This is our last one that we'll flow with. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way, flat back, coming all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, I like to bring my feet in just a little bit more. Let's stand tall and find our mountain. Adjust our pants. I feel like It doesn't matter what pants you get, you're always pulling them up sometime during your practice. If you have any type of a belly, just is what it is. It comes with the territory. It's kind of like you're either pulling up or you can't breathe. I'd rather just pull up my pants a little bit than not be able to breathe, if that makes sense. So like, I know a lot of people who like, I just don't understand like when they wear clothing that's so tight, and even then it'll still roll down because you got a belly. And that's a tangent. Let's plant our front foot to the front and our back foot back. Let's bend that front knee. And we can leave our hands on the chair here. So my back foot kind of is at an angle, flat onto the mat, and you could even make this deeper by setting your back foot even further back. And then notice how my hip is kind of up, so bring that down, okay? So this hip of the extended leg. And we're looking forward, and then try to have that flat back. And then if we're feeling comfortable, hand to the hip, maybe lift up a little bit more, maybe other hand to the hip, and we look forward. So this is our warrior one. Our hands can rise up to the sky. We did this yesterday, so we're just kind of building, right? And here's the cool thing about yoga. Go ahead and exhale, bring your hands down to the chair. Planting this front foot, lift up this back foot. And then we just kind of like find ourselves in Warrior 3. I think that's like the coolest thing, is you can kind of flow between the poses. And you can just leave your foot down and just kind of have the feeling of all the weight on the one foot. So whatever feels good here. And then on that next exhale, left foot meets right. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rise all the way. Exhale, hands to heart center. And pause. Take a deep breath. Now we're going to plant that left foot. So hands to the hips. Plant that left foot down. Step the right foot back. And if you're like, whoa, I need the chair, then bring it to yourself. Again, I cut my hand. I'm going to mention it a few times just because like you use your hands so much in yoga, and so as soon as you cut yourself, it makes a difference in your practice. Okay, so same thing with my hips. You notice how my hips want to do that? You want that. So both of your hips facing the chair, right? Hips have a tendency to do this. So you want to scissor your legs, bend that knee, and then if you're feeling comfortable, maybe one hand up, maybe the other hand, lift your chest, and then raise your arms up to the sky. Engage your core, look forward. And then bring your hands down. And again, lean all your weight into that left foot. Maybe even brace yourself with your hands. Lift up that back leg. Relax your neck, look between your hands or down at the chair. And then whenever you're ready, bring that right foot to meet the left. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, circle the arms, rise up all the way. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. All right, let's bring our hands to the hips and just kind of wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Sometimes we just need a pause, right? And that's our flow for today pretty much. So if you want to lie down for Savasana, go for it. I'm gonna do Savasana standing. So lifting up my toes, setting them down, shoulders roll down and back. And actually I'm gonna do Savasana seated. So I'm not feeling 100% in my Savasana. I'm going to do seated. I'm going to grab my chair, sit down, wiggle, and just kind of plant my feet. And if your feet can't be planted here, you can put something under them, so like a block, or you can scoot your booty forward and plant them like this. You could even extend them. Arms can be down by your sides. Like there's a lot of You can let your head kind of come back, put a pillow under it. Lots of ways to do this. Relax your eyes, shut them down. Relax your jaw, relax all the places. Whenever you're ready, just try to connect with the surfaces that are touching your body. If that makes sense. So if you're laying down, it might be all of the surfaces on the back body. If you're sitting here, it might be your booty, your feet, and your shoulders. So whatever it is, it's good. And then try to clear your mind. So when you're in Savasana, the goal is always to clear the mind. And we'll be in silence for 1 minute. And if you're struggling clearing the mind, I'd like for you to just notice the thoughts that come up and then let them go. So it's like thought comes up and go, that's not Savasana thought, and then let it go. So inhaling and exhaling. And this is more of a natural, easy breath. It doesn't have to be that ujjayi. We're just kind of coming back. On that next exhale, maybe wiggle fingers and toes, circle out wrists and ankles, bring both hands together, and then sit forward or maybe roll to one side. Then gently lift yourself up. Tuck your chin and close your eyes and just thank yourself for showing up today. This is such a powerful practice, like taking time for yourself, allowing yourself to move and think and process things that maybe you normally wouldn't take time to do. This is so important. So thank yourself for showing up. Thank you for being here with me. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. The divine light within me honors the divine light within each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Okay. So that's it for practice, but I thought we could kind of hang out for a minute, and if you need to go, then go. Honor yourself. But yesterday we got to hang out for a minute, and it was like my favorite part. So I did thanks for inviting. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, I love that. Yay. Okay, so I just want to kind of talk about a few things that came up for me during that very simple belly meditation, if you did it with me, because I think the really important thing is imagining yourself with your belly, maybe in a dress, in a pair of jeans, in something, and then looking at yourself in a mirror. I mean, it's very powerful, right? And just imagining that younger self going, pressing onto the belly and wishing it wasn't there. And I think that for me is such a such a core memory. I remember doing it from a very young age, and it's something that I don't want for my kids. It's I don't want that feeling for them. And so it's so important for me to make that connection for myself and understand life doesn't have to be that way. My body exists exactly as it is, and I can now start this new path, this new memory of forgiving myself for thinking that way, and then accepting myself exactly as I am with the belly. So if you had anything come up for that, I just want to say me too. I was crying, and I'll probably have some emotions at a later time, but I was a little bit surprised because I haven't really had an emotional response lately. And I think I have been just putting a lot on myself to look a certain way, be a certain way. And I just want to remind you, like, that's normal. And when those things come up, like, you also are allowed to like recognize that you're doing it and then like let it go. So if you're like, oh yeah, I kind of am doing that, like if I see a friend, if I see somebody, I am a different way. I don't feel like I'm authentically me all the time. And so, and it doesn't mean you walk around with like your hands on your belly, like, I accept my belly. That's not it at all. I think it really comes down to not being unhappy in your body, not feeling uncomfortable, like an inner feeling. I'm so tired of feeling ashamed for my body. I was anorexic in college. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that's the thing, is not only does this body hate, dysmorphia, all this stuff come at us, then all of a sudden other parts of our life are affected, like how we eat. And so coming up with, noticing my belly is bigger and I don't want it to be that way. How do I get my belly smaller? I'm going to stop eating. Like, who does that? People who are very, very, very uncomfortable and insecure in their bodies. And so that's the thing, is like, you have to you don't have to, but for me, what I did was face it head on and like look at it from like an accepting kind of way, and then also allow myself to like be forgiven. Like, I forgive you for existing like this. And the thing too is, like, if you're in a situation that is not safe, and I'll just say, like, this could be from like a parent, it could be from a partner, it could be from a job, a toxic job, it could be from a lot of things. And what I mean by not safe is like, you don't feel safe to exist in your body in a way that feels comfortable, because they might have said things like, yeah, you shouldn't eat that, or that has a lot of calories, are you sure you want to eat that? Or maybe the workplace lunch is like very toxic, where they're like, I started my diet on Monday and I'm eating a salad today. Like, good for you. This just isn't like my cup of tea, like, ever. Like, I'm gonna eat this plate of pasta because that's what I made. This is leftovers from last night, and this is what I'm gonna eat today. And I'm not gonna feel guilty about it, or even allow myself to think like that just because you're on a diet, we're all gonna be on diets, And so if you feel like you're in a situation like that, just recognize it. It's not like you can get out of it quickly, but just know that you're taking away your own power with each conversation that you have with somebody. Excuse me. And so if you're feeling like, I want to accept my body, but I can't for these reasons, those are the ones that you're going to need to like address. You're going to need to address like the fact that you might be in a bigger size. You might find yourself at a larger size. You might find yourself like, in a mindset of that's totally different than everybody around you. Oh, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I think the cool thing about these lives are like, you just never know what kind of conversations could come up. So this is just kind of cool. I just recently like tried to figure out the subscription part of my live. So I'm hoping that'll be approved soon, because I don't know what to expect from it. But I was like, if I'm going live every day, I might as well get this ball rolling. But I think that feeling of shame that you mentioned in your comment, and even me just sitting like this, I noticed like my belly is sticking out. And like, if somebody is feeling uncomfortable in their belly, in their body, and they're like, oh, I noticed this belly is like bleh, But it's like, look at here. My leg is pushing it all the way. You know what I mean? Like, your body is going to move and breathe and like look different. And then this is a very common thing for people who are heavier. They like constantly are kind of tugging at their shirts. I think it's with anybody. Or like maybe they're like pulling their pants up because they think like it'll smooth out something. And if you do that, like, don't feel like guilty about it, because it's a habit and it takes a long time to notice and see. But like, do you want to constantly fix your clothes so you look a certain way? So now I'm like, oh, look at this. My belly is still in the same position, but my shirt is a little bit more forward, so you don't see it as much. Like, why is that like a thing? You know what I mean? Look at same belly, same body. Like, why is it so important for us to hide? You know, I've used the affirmation, my size doesn't define my worth, when clothes shopping. Yes, exactly. And it really, really sucks to be like female presenting, or if like you are shopping for women's clothes for whatever reason, and going shopping, because the sizing is like, it like messes with your mind in a way that's, oh God. It's like Old Navy sizing is what they say is like glamour sizing, like you're actually larger. And then if you were to go to like Banana Republic, it's much smaller. And the irony of it is like it's the same company, but yet like one sizing is a different measurement than the other. Like, why? And this has been like talked about so many times. So I'm not going to like go into fashion industry, but gosh, clothes shopping. And then just noticing yourself and how you look in clothes versus what the size is, right? So like you're picking up clothes and then you're like, instead of picking out one because you're like, this one should fit me, you pick out multiple so that you could say, well, I'll pick the one that fits the best. So it's not even about which one am I getting? Am I going to like get hung up on sizing? It's like, okay, this doesn't matter because I am existing right now and I need clothing that fits and is comfortable. Oh, my husband will constantly remind me it's normal to have rolls and still struggle with the dysmorphia. Seriously. It is, okay, first of all, yes, yay, husband. And I think we need that. We need that, like, person, human in our life that is our number one, who can remind us that I love you no matter what, like unapologetically, and that it's normal to have those things, and that the things that we see in the media are not real. Nothing is real. The covers of magazines and other things, like even when they posted on Cosmo with Jessamine Stanley, how much of that was photoshopped? We don't know. Were all her roles represented? We don't know. Or there. I'm not sure. I think they. So their roles could be photoshopped out. They could have been. We don't know. But they still present themselves as plus size. And so therefore that was, I don't know. That Cosmo, if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, I would Google it, because it was like a whole controversy, and I think it was last summer, and people are still talking about it. Oh gosh, yes. I love that I'm not alone. Thanks for giving me space to process. You're welcome. And I think that's such an important thing too. Like, you need space to process. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I love my body now. Oh, thank you for planting that seed in my head, because I for sure love it. Now that you've said it one time, it's in me and I feel it. No. Like, no. We don't love our bodies from like saying it one time. Like, I think one of the things when I was working one-on-one with clients is that every time we did any yoga practice, I always started with loving the belly. And the first practice, they would be like, I'm uncomfortable. The second practice, I'm still uncomfortable. And then after 3 months, like, I'm so glad I've been doing this. And then 6 months, it'd be like, okay, you know what? I'm pissed at myself for like hating my belly so much. One client was like, I think of my belly like that poor little donkey in the corner, always having to pull the load. And then me just over here like whipping it and like wanting it to be different, but yet it was still working so hard. And I'm like, yeah, like we don't take the time to say, I love you, belly. We don't take the time to like not hate. Like we're just so conditioned to hate. And when you take a moment and go, oh yeah, like I don't have to. And then if you do it over and over and over again, that's where you recondition yourself. Good morning, sunshine. Hello, good morning. So, when it comes to sending all that belly love, just know like it's a process. It's a long process. It can be a long process. Some of my clients are still not where they want to be, like even after a year of working with them. And I don't do one-on-ones anymore, but I do have connections still. So I'll like check in with people like, hey, how's it going? And they'll say like, I'm having a lot of bad image days. Like, I don't feel very good in my body, you know? You nailed it. Oh, thanks. So taking the time to kind of do it on a regular basis, that's where I think really like the power comes from, because you feel more confident, you feel more comfortable in your body. And that doesn't just happen from like one single thought or idea. It happens when you kind of condition your mind into an understanding like this is okay. Because from a very young age, we were conditioned to believe that thin equals good, thin equals the only thing that was worthy. And it's actually not. It's really, really not. I have similar struggle with my balding head. So that's the thing, is like insecurities will pop up about all different types of body parts and things. And like anybody who struggled with hair loss, that's a real thing, especially, it's more accepting for a man to like lose his hair and lose his hair and like shave it all off. Like you see bald men all the time, and like, women are like, yes, but like, yet if you see somebody who's a woman with hair loss or like a bald head, maybe you think that they're going through cancer, when it could just be something that just genetic or whatever reason they have less hair. And isn't that interesting how we like pass judgments on men versus women, or male presenting versus female presenting? Lots of things. Well said. Thanks. Love that statement. Yeah, I know, right? So my uncle used to say grass won't grow on a busy street. I love, this is such an accepting place. Yeah, exactly. Grass won't grow on a busy street. Those negative thoughts won't grow if you keep like watering the positive ones too. Grass won't grow on a busy street. Maybe I'll start saying that. I think that's cool. You are perfection first thing in the morning. Oh, thank you. But yeah, so as far as our day 2, I think it was a success. If you haven't had a chance to like sign up for my emails, you can go ahead and register for my 60-minute class. That'll put you on my email list. There's also a link like right at the bottom of my bio. So you get free affirmation cards and then on my email list that way. So glad it resonates. Yes, it totally does. And then so if you want to get on my email list, so every morning I'm sending out an email just to kind of like give a reminder. I also have a free Facebook group that you can join. called the Self-Love Crew. I have my brain. I have a 75 self-love challenge that is a wonderful course that if you're not able to join me live, it's like the perfect kind of, it's very similar to this. You do like 5 things every single day to like find self-love. And so, and then I do have a membership. So if you're like, I just want yoga and self-love and all the vibes, go check out my membership. I actually added my Yoga for Complete Fat Beginners to my membership. So if you're like, I want that, you can sign up for my membership and get it as long as you're paying like the monthly thing. So it's $33 a month, or you could do like 6 months for $90. And I think you get the first month for free if you sign up for the monthly. So just as a thing. Oh, and Costa Rica, April 15th through the 21st next year. So if you're wanting to come to the Costa Rica trip or you want more information, I have all that in my link in my bio. So lots and lots of things. I appreciate all of you for hanging with me. I have to go. My children will be waking up very soon. I appreciate all of you. Mwah. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific. Bye.